Hello YouTube, my name is McFlippers and welcome to the U.T.F series episode 8 here in the lovely land of Drooks. I am super excited to get into the video as always, so without further ado, let's go. Well, I have a lot of plans for today's episode, and I found a problem to my uttermost detriment. I am out of wood, not a single log left. This is the only wood we have left, and this is not very sufficient to build anything with. So, we need to go get some wood. And basically all resources, really, because I don't have that much stone left, and I really don't have much of any resources. I've gone at least 2 or 3 episodes now without collecting any resources, which is amazing, but also horrible. So I most certainly need to go get some resources, and so I'm going to start a time-lapse. I haven't done a time-lapse in a very long while, so I figured it's only reasonable that I do one for this episode. But first, I'd like to get our daily enchanting out of the way. Now, I did find a good enchantment on my chest plate earlier. Protection 4. Ooh. Well, that turned out very well. I suppose we'll go for respiration. And that's boring. But that's our enchantment of the day. And now we can move on to our super fun tree chopping time lapse. And I will see you all on the other side. Considering the amount I plan to get done in this episode, I'm going to need to take this time to tell you the plans for the episode. So today I have 2 problems to fix. The first is that my enchanting station is in a cave. And the second is that my netherwort and brewing station is in a hole behind the AFK fish farm. So today I plan to fix that by building a brewing house and library. And those are the plans for this episode. So let's get to it. So welcome back from the time lapse, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it. In that time lapse, we were able to get quite a lot of wood. I believe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stacks of spruce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 5 stacks of oak and 2 or so stacks of birch. The birch is less important, but it will still be useful. And most importantly, 13 apples. They were the most important of all. And I'm very glad we were able to rescue them from the grasp of those trees. And now that we've got all of our apples and wood, I think that it's about time that we get to our building for today. So I cleared out this big space in the time lapse, as you saw, and underneath it it's just, just an open space. I didn't fill it all in. That would have taken hours and hours to fill in, but we've got a nice big open space here that's filling in with grass, and I think we can build houses along the edge of the cliffside now. So, first house I want to build is the herbalist apothecary type thing, and we'll move on from there. So let me get my resources together, and I'll see you when I'm ready. So I think this is where I want the house to start. We need room for the path to come through, and then there needs to be some sort of division between the 2 houses. So, on the apothecary type builds I was designing, it comes out with overhangs, a couple of blocks on either side. So, I just need to make sure that they don't overlap with the other builds on this side and this side, and we should be good. Although, before I do all this detailing, I should probably get the walls in, huh? I'm getting ahead of myself. Alright, so I'm going to throw in the walls and finish this pattern across. Because basically, it's just an alternating pattern. It's kind of like a checkerboard. So, less of a checkerboard, more of stripes. But it goes on either side. So I'm going to fill in the walls and put up this little piece of the roof, and I'll see you when I'm done. So I finished putting in the walls and the roof, and I think they look pretty nice. See, what I did with them is on the stone, they come out another block further, and then on the inside the stone is indented which also allows for me to put these vertical supports right here that add a little detail and also make it a lot more viable that this roof is actually holding itself up. Because in real life, I find it very unlikely that a roof pattern like this would actually be holding itself up, especially if it were really made of cobblestone. So the next step would be the windows, the doors, and some more oak floors. So I'm going to get to that, and I will see you when I'm done. Windows, doors, and more oak floors. You know, I didn't even realize I made a rhyme there, and I didn't even try to. It was a pretty good rhyme. Nevertheless, I got in the windows and the doors, and I also got in that oak floor, so rhyme has come to fruition. Let's make some stairs. And we gotta find a good place to put in... Uh-oh. I didn't leave myself too many good places to put a staircase, did I? Oh, and I can't put a stair there. Oh, this is a troubling predicament. I'm gonna have to do some thinking on this. But while I'm thinking, I think I'm going to put in the roof. So, the roof is going to have a sort of staggered upwards pattern like this. And this is the center, yes? Yes. So then I'd put that there, put a slab there, and that's half of the roof. Then I just gotta replicate it on this side, and we should see a very odd but good result. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So the roof here follows the same checkerboard pattern or stripe pattern that the lower roof does, and it basically just does the same thing. There is no dormers, and it's just a simple roof. So I'm going to do that, and I'll see you when it's done. Well, there it is. The roof's all done. I threw in some windows as well. Here, and I noticed something. It almost kind of looks like the house is going to flap its wings and fly away. It's got these long out-sticking branches right here of the roof that don't seem to have much attachment other than this one seemingly thin structure. It kind of just looks like a bird to me, but maybe that's just me. I also threw in a glowstone light up at the top so we can have some brightness inside here, and that's about it. I decided to get rid of the floor because, well, there was only like 2 blocks of space up there, and honestly, I don't think I would have ever been able to find a likable solution to the staircase. One that actually worked and made sense and was space efficient. So, with all that being said, that's basically most of the house done. There's only a very select few parts we have to do, and that's actually where the nether wart comes in. See, I've been growing all the nether wart down here, and I want to move it up to here. I built this place as a sort of rudimentary nether wart farm. So, there are going to be sort of boxes along here. So if I get out some more trap doors, which I'm going to need to get more wood for. There we go. Plenty of trap doors. Then, just for now, say the granite is the soul sand. We're going to be doing something like this, with a block in the center, not that block, and basically just encompassing it in these trapdoors. And it's going to make a sort of flower pot type thing that we can grow all of our nether wart in. And we're going to have one on either side. So, I'm going to get that all situated, and I will see you when it's done. So this is what the planters look like. There's one on either side, and they're pretty nice. They grow a nether wart, and they will add a little bit of red wart-like color to our build. And I threw up the chimney as well while I was at it. you've already seen me throw up a chimney before on several different occasions around this world so far, so figured it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to just throw it up here anyway while I was off cam, because I need to try and save as much time as possible to get both of these houses done in this one episode. Speaking of which, it's time to move on to the next house. I think I'm going to leave the interior and the pathway for a later time, and if I have time in this episode I will do that, but for right now I just want to get the main structures of the houses up. So, to the next house. So the next house I want to build is the library, and this is the frame I've laid out for it. It's one large structure in the center, which is going to have the actual books and enchanting room in it, and then these two little outcrops which are just for detail, and then this large kind of fourth structure on the top that's going to have the actual roof on it, and that's just to add some height. It's a bit larger than all the other Drooks houses, but they're going to be getting slightly larger as they move up the hill over here and kind of back towards the forest, so I suppose it will be okay. It's not really that much bigger than the rest. It's just going to be a lot taller. So I suppose I will be putting on the walls and the roof, and I'll see you when I'm done. So this is what I've done so far. Just built up some of the walls, left some holes for windows, and started framing out the roof, but I also got blown up by a creeper, so, you know, troubles. I'm gonna have to fix all of this now. But I thought it left me with a good opportunity to give a progress update, so there you are. And now I'm going to be back off to fix all the problems. Creepers. So now I've got the windows and the doors in, and I put up the fence posts as well. I did the roof a little. I left these kind of odd one block angular gaps so that the windows wouldn't be blocked up on the bottom. On the top it's just a regular pattern like I normally do. And inside these are the staircases in the corner. They're a little weird, but they had to be that way because if I put a stair here it would connect to that stair, and if I tried to go here or here I would just bump my head on the roof. So a little funky, but I got it both. I got them in, so now it's all done. The last part is going to be the chimney, and then I suppose we can move on to the interiors. So I'm going to throw up the chimney. You've seen me do that on multiple occasions, and I will be back soon. So there's the chimney, very simple, just regular old stone stuff and some smoke made of cobwebs, just like all the other chimneys in the builds. So now I can't see anything else that I'd like to do on this house right now, so that leaves us with the interiors. So in this house, I have a very good idea of what I want to happen. So I want brewing stands there, chest. I have an idea. I don't want a cauldron, because if I use a cauldron, cauldrons, though they might look nicer, they run out of water. And, oh. Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? Well, I suppose we could just not use trapdoors, or pressure plates. Yeah, I mean, we could. It'd save me more space. Anyway, cauldrons run out of water. This little barrel will not, although it does look kind of weird, because it's just open. Well, I suppose if there's no trapdoors or no pressure plates there, I can move it a block over. That'll save me some more space for a brewing stand. How about that? And that is not where I want those to go, but I think despite the holes and the fact that it looks like all the water should be spilling out onto the floor. I think it'll do fine. I just gotta be able to reach up that high. Place in the chest. And right there, I feel like a crafting table could do pretty well. No! Incorrect. There we are. Brewery is basically done now. There wasn't going to be much to it. It was a small house, and all it needed to do was brew potions, which it can now do. So it's all good. And now for this interior. I don't actually have anything prepared for this, so I'm going to go get all the materials, and I'll be back in just 1 second. So I think I'm just about ready to do the interior, but before I do that, I just need to... There we go. A faucet. Forgot about that. So first things first is the enchanting room, which I guess I didn't plan those windows very well, did I? Yeah, guess not. Which we're gonna need more books for. Oh, you know what? That's what I messed up. Bookshelf was supposed to go here. That's why. That makes it even, and then I don't have to worry about things. So we'll just do something like that, and there we go. Enchanting room. So stairs come across here. Like this. Glowstone goes in the center. And slabs go across here. Now we have light, a crafting table, and I'm not actually sure what we can put up here. Perhaps this can be like the archives room. It can have all of our ancient information from the centuries of southern drukes existing. Just a quick test. Oh, you only go to level 28. I see. Well, if I break you, you go up to level 30, yes? Yes. Well, perhaps instead of a hanging light... Well, that was very lucky. I got all 4 back. Perhaps instead of a hanging light, I use a light under the enchanting table. Yeah, that was a thing when building the floor. There's a massive hole under everything, so pretty difficult to build the floor. I think for the time being, the downstairs can just stay like this, just a couple of chests, a crafting table, and I think that this fills the room enough for any blank space we have back here. I don't want to overclutter it too much, but it could still use something. I just don't know what yet. If I ever get an idea, I'll come back. Upstairs, I have put a ton of trapdoors everywhere as shelving units. I said it would be cool as an archive room, and I think I'm going to stick with that. I think an archive room would be great for this place. So, an archive room it shall be, to store all the history and knowledge of southern drukes. There we go. Little archive room. I suppose it could do with like some flower pots or something, but I'm just going to put crafting tables everywhere. I put crafting tables all over my builds, and I'm not exactly sure why. They're just an interesting piece to have in places sometimes. So I could, put one there. I also find it very interesting to switch up the shelving pattern. So here I'm using trapdoors, and now I'm using spruce slabs instead. And I think that covers this room pretty well. And now for the final part of the build. The terraforming of the path. I suppose it's not really terraforming, but I'm creating a path. Now, I brought along this iron shovel because my diamond... There we go. My diamond shovel is about to break, and it's got silk touch, so I don't want it to break. We're getting very close to the end of this shovel's life. Extremely close to the end of this shovel's life. Oh, I broke it! Oh no! Oh, I shouldn't have used it. I could always get another shovel, and it could be a better shovel than that one, but... Darn. I hate wasting a tool. I mean, I suppose this way, I mean, at least we get the path done. Ow, but I broke my shovel. My good shovel, too. My only good shovel, actually. Oh well. I guess we'll have to live with it. But that's the pathway. All done. Connects up to both houses. And both houses are complete. I am very happy with how this all came out. These are some very nice additions to our lovely land of Drooks. And we're definitely going to be visiting them a lot, especially you, considering I just broke my shovel. With that being said, I'd like to thank you all for making it to the very end of episode 8 in the U.T.F series. I had a ton of fun making it, so I hope you all enjoyed as much as I did. However, if you do have any suggestions to help improve for future videos, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And remember, if you did like the video, to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to see more of my future content when it comes out. The channel and I would greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, keep swimming with the squids, and I will see you then.